Good morning, traders and friends. Welcome to the market forecast for Tuesday, August the 20th. I'm John Hoagland. Thanks for trusting me with your time. The market forecast is where we try and put a little context over four of the more popular markets we trade here at Top Step Trader. That's crude oil, the E-mini S&P 500, gold, and the euro. I'd like to start with the economic releases due out that morning, or this morning, I should say. Nothing major due out this morning. 7:55 Central Time, the Red Book came out. Not an impactful number. As far as news is concerned, equities around the world really have calmed, probably awaiting news on trade. Don't forget the FOMC minutes due out on Friday at 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time, as well as the Jackson Hole Economic Symposium and Chairman Powell due to speak on Friday. So a lot of eyes and ears will be awaiting news on what their expectations on rates will be moving forward. We're hearing grumblings from the White House that may be discussing tax cuts as a way to help boost the economy. Earnings season is kind of winding closer to an end. We had a couple of a few bigger retailers already out this morning, including Home Depot and Kohl's. Urban Outfitters due out later on this afternoon. And crude traders await guidance from the API numbers this afternoon and the EIA tomorrow. Hopefully, if you're already in the markets, you've got things going your way. Make sure you like, share, comment, question, and feedback. Always looking for good feedback on how we can do better, and of course we do enjoy a good heckling. Good morning, Danelle, Manny, Rogerio, and Manuel, and Alan. Good morning, everybody. Why don't we go ahead and jump into these charts and take a look at this context that we're looking at. Now, whenever I'm looking at markets, one of the first things that pops in my head is, what direction is the market attempting to go, and how good of a job is it doing getting there? And this is a multiple time frame look at how the market is doing, if it is actually heading in a direction. We have our fourth contact in extended trading hour charts here on this trend line, which again, yesterday was right in line with our weekly kickoff high. So we got within 10 ticks of our weekly kickoff high. We were unable to break out above that trend line and actually give it a true test. But the weekly kickoff high may end up being in play today. We're 70 ticks away from it right now. And as we know in markets, that can be pretty much a blink. But because we're inside weekly kickoff high and low, because we have not truly tested that weekly kickoff high, I feel as though we are still in a short time frame controlled markets. Volume remains on the weak side. Open interest yesterday on this move to the upside on the preliminary bulletin added 39 contracts. Really inconsequential and non-directional yesterday. Oops. Let's do this. All right. So really just opening up. We opened in a kind of an interesting area here. Initially, the opening range was the low of the session. That has fallen, but we've kind of opened up in a kind of a late spike from yesterday. That might be indicative of acceptance of higher prices. Although on the open this morning, we were unable to hold price above yesterday's high. Remember, short time frame control. We look for short time frame levels to look for opportunities, and yesterday's regular trading hour session high provided a pretty decent opportunity to the downside so far. We're not talking about a huge opportunity by any stretch, but it's an area that the market is struggling with at this time. So I'm going to try and stay patient. We're still in range. We're above value, which is interesting to me. There's no overnight positioning in this chart. Okay, we're not holding weak money longs or shorts, which basically traded right back to settlement on the open. So I'm going to again try and stay very patient and look for opportunities as the day goes on. If we get a chance to look at the overnight high or 56.70 today, that to me would be an area of a high target area, or just an interesting area to look for an opportunity. Here's the E-mini S&Ps. We go from high to low, low to high, high to low, low to high. We're struggling, it seems, at weekly kickoff high. That's 29.28 even. We looked above it, couldn't close above it yesterday. We looked above it last night. We couldn't hold above it last night. It's going to be interesting to see how this market treats that level today in the regular trading hour session when everybody is available. We're seeing, okay, volume is falling off. The open interest yesterday on the move to the upside actually lost 3,000 on the initial bulletin. So not really any consequential change in open interest yesterday. Just seeing that the volume is kind of falling off at these higher levels. We're up against resistance. Volume and open interest largely indecisive yesterday. So let's take a look at the 30. Okay. So the market's already coming off a little bit. We don't have any real overnight inventory here. What we're looking for is at the weekly kickoff high, okay, which is 29.28 even. Are we finding acceptance above it? I would have to say at this point, no. We're finding rejection up there, which leads me to believe that we're not attracting buyers up here. Are we attracting sellers? Well, if we were to look at the last hour, it might look that way, right? We're looking at overnight high, yesterday's regular trading hour session high. Overnight low, yesterday's regular trading hour low. No major changes in the perception of value here, but possible changes coming. We've got a big gap from Friday to Monday. There's plenty of repair to do down below here. If we're looking for points of naked points of control down below, we've got them. I'm going to be watching on the open to see if this opening range remains either the high or the low of the regular trading hour session. Remember that opening range, that first minute from 8 to 8:31 can be vital, especially when we're opening right near the overnight low, right near yesterday's regular trading hour session low, and hanging above a big gap from Friday to Monday. So it's going to be an interesting day in the S&Ps. Remember, what direction is the market attempting to go? Well, it's been attempting to go higher. How good of a job is it doing getting there? Well, it's found some resistance. Not doing that good a job. Gold. Okay. Volume continues to fall off. Okay, we're seeing our divergence again here. We're really not going anywhere. That's probably why the volume has started to cut off. Open interest on the downside yesterday. We lost 4,000 contracts on the downside yesterday. Maybe a little bit more long liquidation, quite possibly. I've got this box really kind of encompassing what I would call the range for the last 8 sessions or so. And we retested down to that low in the overnight last night. This is kind of just a more defined area. Everything is a zone, not a particular number that we're looking for opportunities at. Let's take a look at the 30 because I find this to be extremely interesting. We opened yesterday. There was a 1-tick gap left between yesterday's regular trading hour high and Friday's regular trading hour low. 1 tick. Our opening range was right in that tick. It just needed to be repaired, which leads me to believe that this market may be kind of setting up for a repair day. A repair day means we traded down to yesterday's point of control, which is right here. I'm going to see if I can get this right on it here. We're going approximately 15.12. We traded right down to it after the open. If we're going to go into repair, we're probably going to look for an opportunity to bring this market up to Friday's point of control, which brings us up to 15.23.80. Approximately. Remember, everything is a zone. So if we're going to go into repair, our opportunity to buy it was at this point of control. We opened between 2 points of control with a little tiny gap between it that tends to bring us to repair. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm going to be interested to see what we have to talk about on the recap at 2 o'clock about this market. Again, no real overnight inventory. Are we looking at repair? Quite possibly. We just had to cover that one little tick gap from Friday to Monday. Unbelievable. How visual markets are. How visual. All right, the euro overnight test of weekly kickoff low. That weekly kickoff low may be somewhat pivotal today. We're looking for either continuation, volume, participation, time, momentum below this level to mark acceptance. If we do mark acceptance below the weekly kickoff low, we have a nice little target down here, down to what is that? So about 110.20, a measured move down to this level. You know, it is certainly in the realm of possibility should we accept below this weekly kickoff low. So this might be kind of one of those days where we're looking long above and short below, but we have to be careful not to cut ourselves up. Timing is going to be crucial in this market today if we do end up becoming directional away from weekly kickoff low. Take a look at the 30 real quick. Okay, here we are. You know, there is the possibility of moving away from the weekly kickoff low rather quickly, but so far it's become a little bit of a buzz saw here. If we're short below, long above, we're taking a little losses. So again, timing is going to be of the essence. Maybe look for overnight low, maybe look for overnight high for confirmation of acceptance back above weekly kickoff low or back below weekly kickoff low. Just an interesting idea. Do we have any overnight inventory we're talking about? Not really. Settlements up here at 111.06. We traded above, traded below, traded back to it, traded down. Really just kind of a mix of short time frame positioning going on here. I think everybody's looking for probably a bigger opportunity away from this level, and we're going to have to see, of course, over time, how that plays out. All right. That's a brief look at the charts this morning. Make sure you stay humble, grateful, and creative in your trading today. Stay calm. I'm going to take my deep breath so that I keep myself kind of grounded. Looking forward to an interesting trading day today. I'm going to take a look at some of these comments here. Lucas has a good suggestion there for everybody. Stay patient. Stay patient. All right. George, good morning. Clint, good morning. Dante, good morning. Deg, best show ever. Oh, thank you. We appreciate that. Good morning, Luke. Yes, do stay patient. Settings you can okay. Clint Marley. All right. Yes, FOMC tomorrow for sure. Troy, good to see you. Matt Jones, I found your interview with Randy Howell to be very useful. How have you done an interview with Steve Ward? If not, that might also be a good podcast. We appreciate that suggestion, and Matt, we will look into that. Weekly kickoff low, the prior Friday's low. No, it's actually a little bit more involved than that, Dante. We were talking about that, I think, last week. It's technical analysis, it's profile, it's a little bit of math involved, and a lot of visual acuity on that. So, you know, we find them to be very useful. We provide them. We hope that they're very useful for you. Good morning, Lou. Good morning, EY. Good morning, Keith. Good morning, Danelle. Dante, everybody. All right, I'm going to take another deep breath. Stay cool, man. Stay cool, chill. Look for good opportunities. We'll see you back here at 2 o'clock for the market recap with Dan, the man, the Marine, Hodgman. One last question we've got here. All right. All right. Oh, where can you find? Oh, Dante. The weekly kickoff levels on these 4 markets, we put out in an email on Sunday afternoon. If you've opted out of our email, opt back into our email, you get them. If you have not opted out of our email, check your spam folder. Sometimes they go to spam. Hopefully you'll find them in there. And again, hopefully you'll find them useful in your daily trading.
Also right in front, the bar.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you look right there on that bar, it says market forecast. They're listed right along the bottom there in that white bar at the bottom. Awesome. Great. Thank you. Good job. Trade well, everybody. We'll see you too.